Hey guys, so as you might have noticed over the last few days, I've been putting up a lot of cinewhoop videos. And I must admit, the whole cinewhooping thing is definitely a new kind of love for me. I enjoy race drones, but this is just, it awakens the storyteller in me. So if you haven't checked out those videos, definitely go and check them out now. But what I want to do with this video today is I want to take this GoPro 8, which is working. I mean, it does have a smashed back screen, but it's definitely working 100%. This is the one I used for all the videos. And I want to reduce it from, let's see, 126 grams down to 29.7 grams by taking it apart. This is known as a naked GoPro, and I'm using some instructions I'll be putting a link up for. And I'm also going to be using this toolkit from ifixit and this, well, gentleman rubbers kit from ifixit as well. The reason I'm using those, because I do have a lot of tools myself, is I want to test out the instructions here and see how easy it is, because I've been looking at this for a while. The idea with this is that you basically strip the camera naked of everything. Right now, the most common thing to do is to make it with a GoPro 6. The reason for this is just that it's been around longer. So some people have developed a BEC for it. So once you strip this apart, you can get like an electronic piece and you can attach that to it and power it easily and so on and so forth. With this, it's a little bit more cutting edge. A lot of people have done it by now, and very successfully, but it does require some soldering in some spots that are not very easy to get to. I've been looking at the drawings. I don't think it looks that hard, and I'm really curious. Also, the GoPro 6 is now discontinued, of course, so it would make sense to try it with a GoPro 8. I'm a little bit nervous though, because this is a fully functioning GoPro 8. I do have insurance on this as well, which means that even with the smashed back glass, I can just send it in and get a new one. But in the name of science, right? So I'm going to take this apart, and the video might be done over a few days, because I don't know if I'm going to be able to finish this tonight, but I thought it could be kind of fun to do it as uncut as possible. So it's going to be a rather long video, and especially focus on some of the areas where the instructions might not be enough, or areas where I run into trouble. So if this works, I'm going to be putting the naked GoPro 8 into a custom case I'm going to make on my 3D printer over here. And then I will be putting it on a Beta 95X quad that I ordered using the Vista unit and so on. That quad should be here about Monday. So we'll take it step by step, and hopefully once everything works, I'm going to fly, make a video with it, and you can see it works. So it's very interesting, but let's get started. So the first thing we want to do is we want to open this up and see what's actually inside. So apparently this is a prying kit. I'm sorry for the apparently messy table, but a lot of this stuff is part of the table now. It's too late to rescue. So we have, like, I think this is it's a plastic thingy that you can use to pry it with. These are some massive guitar plectors. I don't know what they're for, but we'll find out. Pull one out, soft like this. We have another prying tool. Seems like a hook and a halberd kind of thingy. Then we have a pointy stuff that looks like an Apple pencil, to be honest. And then something you can yank something with. I don't know what these are for, but hey, you know, we'll figure it out. What happened to good old violence and just, you know, tearing shit apart? Anyway, let's have a look at this one. So I like their packaging. It's pretty cool, but that's not what we're here for. So let's see, what do we have here? We have a suction cup kind of thing. I don't think we're going to be needing that one. We have more of these plecture thingies. Got a, I don't think it's a knife. It's a kind of thingy. It's a kind of prying thing, I guess. And then we have, this is also one of these things that I have over there. We have a tweezer, we have the same thing here. Then we have some bits that we're definitely going to be using, and something for the bits. This looks straightforward. The first thing I want to do, absolute first thing, is I want to save my, this glass here. Come on, get up. Eee. See if I break it. What do you think, any bets? No, it's not going to break. So we're going to take this and put it somewhere safe. There you go. All right, so we don't have a battery in there. We do have a lot of broken glass behind this. Let's see what the manual says. So the manual says Before you start, go to the preferences menu and set the Wi-Fi frequency to 2.4 gigahertz. See, that might sound useful. Let me get a battery. So, by the way, for all of you using GoPros, I found this box. It was actually quite cheap on Amazon. It's basically a box that you hook up to USB, and you can charge 3 batteries at the same time. But the price of this was, I don't know what it is in US dollars, but it was about 250 Danish kroners, which is not very bad, and it came with 2 batteries. They're not original GoPro batteries, but that's definitely not a problem. I just think it's quite handy and quite cool. Let's plug in a battery and see what happens. Now, this is the part where I have to use my phone. So let me go out of this. Let me go here, go back here, and here we can select our GoPro control. That's the session camera. I don't want to control that one. Now the reason I have to do this is because I smashed the back screen of my camera. So now we're connecting to this one through Wi-Fi, and I should say that I'm not going to update it. See, it's asking me to update this one, and the reason it's asking me to do that is because I did something specific to this. Now, when I smashed the back screen, I didn't have Wi-Fi on it. What I then did is I went onto a homepage that is called, or a place that had something called GoPro Labs. Now, GoPro Labs is a piece of software where you put a new firmware on that allows this camera to actually, I can use an app on my phone here. Let's see if I can actually find it. And with that app, I can make a GoPro QR code for actually setting up. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to find that right now. Sorry. I can basically set a QR code on this phone, which makes me turn on the camera, look at the phone, and then it sets the settings for it. So that's the way I actually got the Wi-Fi back on it, which is very useful for those of you that actually smashed your back screen. So we're going to upgrade later. We're going to control it. No SD card, that's fine. Now, I don't remember how to do this. It says here, go to the preference menu, set the Wi-Fi, blah, 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 blah. Yes. This must be the preferences. We're going to set it to 2.4 gigahertz. I don't think I ever saw a 2.4 gigahertz setting. That's pretty interesting. I wonder if that's in here. Nope. Very interesting. Let me see how you can do this. It says here connect the wireless Wi-Fi band. Oh, okay. I'm not even sure I actually yeah. Okay, so the thing is, it says here that you should set your GoPro to 2.4 gigahertz for Wi-Fi. The reason you want to do this is that without the stock Wi-Fi antenna, because this has a Wi-Fi antenna on it, this seems to work better than the 5 gigahertz Wi-Fi, and it doesn't interfere with your FPV feed. So you also want to check that quick capture is turned on. This means that it allows you to turn on the GoPro and start recording with a single press of the record button. I'm not too worried about this because, as I said, I have the GoPro Labs software on it, or a firmware on it, so I can always change these settings later, I hope. It says here, lastly, make sure you have your profiles set up the way you want them to be. This is only possible with the touchscreen or the GoPro app. Therefore, it's easier to do this before you start the teardown. I mean, I have it pretty well set up, but either way, I'm going to have to rely on being able to connect to it somehow, so I don't want to set my profiles up, because one thing is what I think I might be needing right now. Another thing is what I will be needing at some point, so I have to be able to change it. That's going to be a requirement from my side. Now it says remove the battery and the SD card. Yes, you can also remove the battery door. It's not needed, which makes perfect sense. Now it says remove the folding fingers at the bottom by unscrewing. Okay, so let's see if we can do this. We take this one and we use a Torx T5. Let's see if we can get some light on this issue. T5, that's that one. So that must be this one. We open the folding fingers and then we see if it matches. Ah, yes, it matches perfectly. Big surprise, right? So let's do this first. Let me see if I can move the camera into a slightly better position for you guys. So we have one screw there. Oh, these are very short screws actually. Make sure you don't lose these. I mean, these are tiny. Okay, it's nice to see that the screws actually have, you see this blue, I don't know if you can see this on camera for those of you that don't know it. You can see there's a blue tint on them right there. Now that blue tint, you probably can't see it. That means that the screws have Loctite on them, which makes sense, but not all companies do this. Loctite is a sort of glue that makes the screws basically glue themselves mildly to the thread lock, which means that it won't come loose when the camera rattles. And this is also something you should use for your quads, to be honest. We have the folding fingers. I'm guessing we put it away. Now here comes step 3. I'm curious about this step. This is where we might end up hitting a brick wall. It says here, apply a heated eye opener to the front of the GoPro for a few minutes to melt the adhesive under the faceplate. A hot air gun may also work, but be careful not to overheat anything. This step isn't necessary, but it will make the following removal of the faceplate much easier. Now, I don't believe in easy, so it says here, use a spudger to pry off the faceplate. Okay. Now, you guys might know what a spudger is. I don't. Is this a spudger? Does it say so? This tool is designed to break before your device does. That's pretty nice. So let me just to make sure, because this is one of those things that I know I will have a question about, and you guys might as well. So let's see what a spudger is. So a spudger is, well, oh, it seems like this one is the spudger. Right. I knew that. Yep. So let's see, we go back. It shows that there are 2 holes. There's a hole here, and there's a hole here. It says it's not recommended to use a sharp metal tool like a screwdriver for this, because there are delicate parts inside that are easy to break. So we'll try to do this. Yeah, you can see it's kind of lifting off, but I see what they mean about the heating up. I don't know if you guys can see this, but let me take the big tool here, because I don't know. I think that's gonna. I know this is metal, this is sharp, but what I want to do is I want to see if I can get it in this groove here. If you can see that, I want to get it in there and just kind of hold it like that. See if I can budge it somehow, because I know that this is going to be destroyed, but you know, stuff happens, right? Okay, let's see if that loosened it just a little bit at least. What about this? Are we going to be able to do this? See, the only thing I don't like about the manual so far, it says use a spudger. Okay, so I mean, how? You know, a picture says more than 1,000 words in this case, so that's a little bit annoying, because I have no idea what I'm doing here. Oh my god, this camera is well built. God damn it. Okay, that's not working. Let's see if something else is working here. I mean, good thing that I don't have to use the casing again, because this casing is going to be trash once I'm done with it. Okay, so see, now we have an opening. That's really nice. We're going to go over here, do the same thing. Yeah, I think this, I mean, at your own risk, and I might find out in like, you know, 15-20 minutes from now that I did the completely wrong thing, but this is working at least. Yeah, do you hear that click? That was the click of absolute freedom. Freedom clicks, yo. Okay, so now we're going all the way here. I think maybe, yeah, see, I can actually take it off now. Now I'm gonna try to just loosen the rest of it, because, you know, I think that would be nice. Let's see here. What am I doing? I remember buying this camera. I remember being so happy about it and paying a fortune for it and being like, oh man, I gotta be extra careful this time, because my last GoPro broke and the last GoPro before that one broke. And look at me now. Damn it, I'm like a meth addict. Just, I want to get inside to the core. No, but yeah, this is got more. Okay, let's try to pull this apart. Patience has ended. Nice. So right here, I think there's a cable which we have to be careful of. So, you know, let's be careful. I'm gonna have to remove this off cam for a second. Just pull. Yeah, that's not gonna work. Okay, I thought I could just rip it off. I definitely cannot rip it off. That was ridiculously stuck on there. Okay, now this thing here is really useless. Well, it's not useless, but it's just not very good for this kind of thing. Let's see if we can jimmy this out a little bit, get it loosened, because this thing is stuck so hard, you wouldn't believe it. Now, at this point, I know some of you, I mean, a lot of you have probably sapped on something else, but those of you still here, interested in this, should know that so far I don't see anything I can damage here, right here. Now, I can damage the lens up here, but as far as I know, let me scroll down and check actually. Yeah, that's just a cosmetic lens in the sense that this piece here is not needed, like the glass itself. You can actually see it's a big chunk of glass right there. You see that? This whole part is glass, so you don't need that. I think the plan is to take that off anyways. So don't be too scared about hitting that part, unless of course you have 2 GoPro 8s like I do now, and then you might want to keep that as a spare. I don't know how you would use it as a spare, because you're never getting into this without breaking the camera. But yeah, I'm gonna jimmy a little bit over here and see if we can get it to say crack, crack, snap, crackle, and pop. See here. Now, one of the reasons I also wanted to do a video like this is because the cinema videos are very fun to make. They do require a lot of time to make, a lot of time to edit, and the end result is like below 3 minutes, which I think it's nice. I like doing that thing, but I must admit that I enjoy making videos like this as well. I just was under the impression that, you know, videos of 20 minutes or 30 minutes or whatever this might end up taking is something that people didn't want to see. But a lot of people have actually reached out to me and said that they find my talking videos quite interesting. So I thought, let's go full tilt and actually do a talking video where I smash stuff at the same time. So I might... Okay, this part here is really tricky. It's like I'm hitting something, and I can see on the picture over on the screen here, you probably can't see it, but once you look at the manual, there's a big layer of what appears to be glue of some kind. So instead of working here right now, I think I want to try at the end, because I don't know if you can see this, but there's a small gap. It's a very small gap. Let's see if we can get some light on that. Yeah, and I figure if I can get this part to open, and it doesn't look like there's any wires here or anything, but getting in there is really hard. So, come on. Oh, wait, here we go. Okay, so the middle section here, for some reason, and I don't think it was prior to me doing something, it's actually quite soft. It just sunk in there. It's like there was no glue there. No, there probably is, but that's a good point to start. Yeah, and from this point I can get out. Okay, that's definitely the key. So you want to go in from the middle on the opposite side of the lens, and then out, because that makes a lot of sense. The question is if I have enough to put this in, because this is my jimmy tool. Here we go. Let's see, now we can see some movement. Now the first thing I want to do here is I want to put it in, and I just want to kind of smash it so you get that opening, if you can see that. You see that opening there? So I want to twist this around a little bit so I get that opening when I pull the tool out, because that allows me to actually go further over to the side and begin on the next spot. And just take your time with this. Just rotate a little bit, smash a little bit, and now you have the opening there, and then you can go over here. You hear that click? That's the one we want to hear. So just in, smash, and so on. Be careful though if you're using a longer screwdriver than this, because I definitely can feel that it could go, you know, inside the actual unit, and that could be bad. I don't know yet, but it seems like it could be bad. I will say though that all those people selling pre-made naked GoPro 8s, maybe consider buying one, because this is a lot harder than it looks. This would probably have been easier with the glue gun, but I do have a sneaking suspicion that even the glue gun part and even this part right now isn't going to be the most difficult bit of this build. So, you know, maybe they're not asking for that high of a price anyways when you consider the risk and the work in this. I mean, if this doesn't work, it's going to be the most expensive YouTube video I've ever made personally. But hey, you know. Alright, let's see here. This corner seems extremely taut. Oh, here we go. That's the crack I want to hear. Come on, give me some more, please. Just a little bit more. Come on. Can we pull it off? It feels like it's almost there, but not yet. Alright. See now. Yeah, now something is happening. And I think this is the part they were mentioning in the manual where they're saying that the glued on part is definitely harder than the plastic. So I'm pretty sure I can take this part right now and it will, well, I don't know if it actually is going to come off. See, yeah, it's just going to be a skin, right? So we have to get under this one. I think that you probably can't see this, but this right here isn't soft, it's hard. That's the actual glue, and it's really rock solid. So the question is, what am I trying to get off? I'm trying to get this plastic piece off, but it's probably going to get stuck to the glue there. Let's just try a little bit of violence. I mean, sometimes it can't be the right answer, you know? Let's see. Oh, shit. Almost killed my iPhone there, so... All right. Yeah, this is much more difficult than I thought it was gonna be, but that's fine. Let's do this. Something I like to do is I like to do this, then hold, and then twist. Hear that crack there? Then grab a little bit lower, do the same thing again. You might eventually break the plastic, but in this case that's fine. But what we want to do is, yeah, see, this is what I want to get access. And this is just kind of like the rubber, but the more we can remove, the more we can see what's actually going on underneath. So the actual plastic is still here if I can get a hold of it. I don't think I can. Damn, this is so hard. Why you be so mean? Don't you want to become naked? Alright, let's try this. Let me see if I can find a bigger screwdriver. I think we need something more. Okay, so I actually have this tool here, which is probably exactly what they don't recommend you using. But I can see on the drawings that the ribbon cable they're talking about is down here, so I want to pry from up here. Let's see if this is better, because this is metal. Yeah, this is not better, is it? Come on, come on. Come on. This, yeah, it doesn't really feel like it's budging. I mean, to be completely honest with you, it feels like a complete waste of time. Oh my god. Wait, now something's happening. So, yeah. Okay. Holy crap, Batman. I wonder if, I don't think I'm supposed to take, yeah, I think this might be a protective glass, but, I mean, we're gonna find out soon, right? Okay. Yeah, this actually looks about right. So, now let's do something interesting here. Let's stop and actually see how much it weighs now. So, with the battery, it weighs 100 and, what was it? Let's see here. It weighs 126 grams with the battery. So let's see how much it weighs now. Let's see, come on. So the battery weighs 21 grams. And now we're up to 128 grams. Well, not 128, 100.30 grams. So just by removing these pieces right now, that's actually quite amazing. We removed 26 grams just by doing that. So if you don't want to do the whole operation, but you want to do this, I mean, you could actually remove the whole plastic because that's a little bit of weight saving, and it doesn't look like that much if you look at it. Granted, this door here is actually, I think this door here might be the culprit because it's a heavy metal door, so no wonder that's not going on. We have this as well, that's also metal, so I'm guessing these two are, yeah, that's 18, almost 19 grams for those. So I take it back. This is not the issue. All right, yeah, let's keep on prying. I also have this tool, which is a tool I personally love because it will grab anything and it will kill anything. It's just very good for getting in these places. I'm a little bit sad that, see, this is a piece of plastic here. Wow, it's really stuck. I'm a little bit sad about the recommended tools and all the things because, I mean, I usually love reading Oscar Liang's stuff, how you pronounce his name, but in this thing here, I think he should have written in the manual that it is near impossible to take it off unless you're using a heating gun, because that's definitely the perception I have. Okay, I don't think we have to take off anymore because I think the idea is to get access to these torque screws here. Let's see. Now it says step 6, remove the 6 T4 torque screws. So there's supposed to be, well, we have to remove this as well. What does it say here? We need to use the spotcher. This time I'm actually going to use the new spotcher because what we want to do is we want to get in, so you can see the glass here, right there. There's the glass, yes. And then you have this other piece of plastic right underneath, and then you have a space between, and that in the space, that is apparently where you want to do it. It says this step is easier with a metal spotcher or screwdriver. If you use a metal tool, be careful not to slip and damage the actual lens under the glass. So we're going to try and use the spotcher. I'm actually going to use the old one because that's already quite damaged. Okay, again, I would say you cannot do this with a plastic spotcher. That seems ridiculous. Okay, now let's, please don't let me damage the lens underneath, please. Okay, now this is really stuck. What is going on here? Is that because it looks like these 4 corners are holding it? Yeah, I think maybe this is what you need to hit. It doesn't show on his page really. It actually shows a different spot, but I think, yeah. See, I broke that one now, and I think that's what you're supposed to do. I'm not really sure. Let's see here. Yeah, I think the point is to break this plastic piece here. I don't know. Let's try it. Oh my god. Okay. I suppose there's one here as well. Okay, I'm gonna say this right now. This is really dodgy. This doesn't feel like an operation anymore. It feels like, ooh, oh my god. It feels like a violent attack. Okay, this is scary. Why? I mean, what I don't get is that on his page, he shows that you have to insert the spotcher here. So there's glass, there's plastic or metal, I think it is, and then you have a space here. It doesn't feel like I can do that. It really does feel like this is not meant to be removed in any way, shape, or form. It really feels solid. I mean, like crazy solid. I'm a little bit worried about this part. So what do we do? Right, let's read it again. Have a vape break. It doesn't seem like the actual part. I mean, it doesn't seem like the actual protective lens is going to be used again. That really doesn't look like that. So, if that's true, you could argue we could just break this. The disadvantage is that you could end up breaking the piece underneath. But what I'm thinking, and this might be bad because this is a evil tool, right? I'm thinking maybe this might work. At least just grab it. Yep, see, that actually worked. Now, I'm hoping I won't need this lens, but I don't think it will be needed. So, oh my god. Alright, let's very carefully try to see if we can remove it from here. Now again, I'm doing this so you don't have to, so thank you. This might be the complete wrong approach, but at least I got some traction off that. Now I need to be a little bit careful here because that's a lot of glass. Okay, let's see here. Yeah. Well, after I did that, I can actually get underneath the glass here. I can see that just the break allowed me some space here. I think, unfortunately, I have to smash a little bit more of the glass in order to grab this, but yeah, this might not be the right way to do it. Come on. You don't want to live here. You want to be naked. No, you don't want to be naked. Let's see if we can use this one to actually just get underneath. Yep, see here. I can lift the glass here. Just a little bit. Can you hear that? Okay, so be very careful if you're doing it the same way I do it, because that right there is the actual lens. You don't want to scratch that. So for that reason, maybe don't do as I did. Oh my god, there's so much glass there right now. Yeah, that's here. Let's use the plastic spatula now. Now, what I don't want to do is I don't want to run the plastic. See, oh, and I should also mention right now, this is actually very sharp. I can feel how sharp it is, but so far, I'm good. Holy crap, Batman. Okay, now I can see I have a lot of shit on the lens right now, yeah. So what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to, what am I going to do right now? Because what I want to do is I want to vacuum this off. I really don't want to touch it because I'm just going to be, yeah, I'm going to get a vacuum. And we're back. So basically I used the hover, the vacuum cleaner, because I didn't want you guys to bear the noise. There's still some glass sitting around here, but we have to remove this whole thing anyways. So let's see if that's possible. This is a little bit more nerve-wracking because now we don't have the protective lens. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to see if I can do something here, which I can't. This is really tricky. I do see a hole right there that I want to try and get into, but I'm not sure if this actually works. No, see, it just breaks the tip. This is really not easy. It's definitely not easy. Let's do some more sputtering. See if we can actually loosen this somehow. This seems like it's so stuck, you wouldn't believe it. I mean, it really just is stuck in there. I don't want to use this, but we're going to have to try. Oh my god. Yeah, here we go. Okay, so okay, right. So what you guys could do, and I do think that I made it easier by removing the top glass, because the top glass is going to enforce this in lying down flat. So what I did is I pushed it into a corner and I just tilted it sideways, but I had to use a lot of force. I mean, you can still see the indentation on my finger. Now it actually budged, and I think that's because the flat glass wasn't there to kind of hold it down. So I do think that there's something to breaking that glass, because now I can do this. But again, do it on your own peril, because I don't want to be held accountable for anything here. I'm trying this my way, and I am not necessarily very good at it. See, this down here is really hard. I wonder if this is enough. If I can just, yeah, okay, here we go. Bye-bye. We don't need you. This is what we wanted. So now I think we have to remove those 4 screws. I really want to keep the lens safe, so I'm actually going to take this piece of plastic here, nice tape, and just cut a piece that kind of is similar to the lens, just enough to cover it, because you don't, I want to check for glass. It's just some dirt, that should be fine. I'll put it on there. Hopefully this is going to be okay. Right, 6 6 screws should be removed. So not these right now, these out here. Let's see, isn't this the right one? Oh, that's the Torx 5. We want to be using the T4 Torx screws. Right now I'm actually very happy I bought this kit from Fixit because I do have a lot of tools, but as you guys know, if you've spent any time with something as small as this one, after a while it kind of gets imprecise, or it can be, especially if you have gear of varying quality. And these screws are so small that you really want something that fits exactly and perfectly and works the first time. Otherwise, you're going to end up, sorry about the creaking noise, otherwise you're going to end up damaging the screw itself, and then you really could be in a bad position. The kit was about 30 euros, I think. So I think kind of well worth it, because this might not be the last thing I take apart, and I could even use this for my quad. Alright, so let's see here. These screws are super small, by the way. Look at that, compared to my thumb. That's a small screw. Now, I normally have a magnetic tray, but I like a good challenge, so I am not using it right now. Or I'm stupid, you know, either way. Here we go. So that's 1, 2, then we're missing the 2. 1 from the middle. Here we go. Oh my god. Okay. Dum, ba-dum, ba-dum. Here we go. Alright, next step. Using a spudger, slowly lift the mainboard assembly out of the housing. Be careful when pulling on the mainboard, as it's still connected to the housing by 4 cables. These cables may break if stretched and or damage the corresponding connectors on the mainboard. So the way I am facing it right now is this way. I'm doing so because of the drawing, so it seems like I'm supposed to pull it out like this. Ooh. It says use a spudger, slowly lift the main board out of the housing. I don't know about the spudger part, but I think that's because I damaged it so much I can actually do this with my fingers. This really feels awkward. Let me see what the next step is. Okay, let's try the spudger. Well, in their page, oh my god. Okay, so word of caution here. When I pulled on it, it felt like it was going out smoothly, and then it just went pop, and that's where you could damage something right here. Anyway, it says that the next step is using the flat end of a spudger, and this is maybe a good time to point out that I ordered 2 of, you remember seeing me open this kit with this one in it and that one and so on and so forth. I accidentally ordered 2 of these. I'm kind of glad I did now, because this is the flat end of the spudger, and this is the flat end of the spudger I've already used, and this is kind of already demolished, so maybe a good idea to pick up 2 of these. So it's showing me that I need to pry out the ribbon cable of the USB module straight up from its socket on the main board. Yeah, it's showing me a close-up picture that is so close up that I have no idea where we are. But I can use some logic and say that the USB module, since the USB is up here, oh, this is kind of dodgy. Okay. I wonder if it is this one. Damn, this is really hard to see. Yeah, this is very hard to see. So we have a cable. Okay. Oh my god. Okay, so see, this is kind of interesting. Kind of interesting and very scary. Alright, let me see some light on here. Can you guys see that part right here I'm touching? This ribbon cable? That is the ribbon cable they're asking me to pull out from let's see here, from this connector right here. I'm trying to angle it to give you a good view. This connector right here. So remember when I said I opened it and it kind of jumped out? It actually jumped out of the plug. And I think that I was super lucky that it did so without damaging anything. So that's a really good warning. Once you open this, they're showing it to be open like this on the picture. So notice that this is actually out. I mean, this is not sliding in here. When I got to that point exactly, it jumped. So be very careful, because I think you're supposed to open it like this and then from the side like this, use the flat end of the spudger and just pop out the cable in order to not damage it. I was very lucky that it just jumped out by itself. Okay, so that's done. Now I'm going to have to use the flat end of the cable to pry, the flat end of the spudger to pry out this one, the other one. Let me see if you can see that. Let's see here, that one. So straight up from its socket on the mainboard. Now I don't know how to do this, but I'm guessing. Oh, this is. Oh, okay. So basically, what I did is just I touched it and I gently selected. Oh, I didn't even see it. I'm sorry, it's very small. What I did is I pushed it in here and I just nudged it and it popped right up. So that's that cable right there. So again, once more, now I have to use the flat end to pry the ribbon cable from the GPS module. As far as I can tell, that is, wow, this is not a lot of space. That's this one here. So what I'm doing, let's see if you can see this time. So I'm going to do this, taking the flat end, pushing in here, and I'm just nudging. I'm just basically going boop, and it pops out. It says of the GPS module, record button and battery cable. I wonder if I'm supposed to take both. See, now I think this is what they're talking about as the battery cable. Let's try to pry it up. Oh my god, this doesn't seem right. That feels wrong. That doesn't feel right. It does show that I'm supposed to do it. Okay, so I guess what I have to do is, ooh, I don't like this. I'm going to do this. Push it a little bit in there, if I can get in. Okay. So I just pushed from here, and it's not very hard, but like that. Step 11. Carefully peel off the thin metal film on the back of the sensor's PCB. It's held in place by a weak thermal adhesive and should come off easily. I am guessing that that is going to be this black stuff here. Now, how do you want me to peel this off? I would have loved a little bit more instruction. But maybe that's because it's not that hard. But, god damn it. Okay, I have no idea how to approach this because it kind of looks like it's... Wait, what? Oh. Okay. So I initially thought I had to peel off the black stuff. I don't. What I have to do is... Oh my god, I hope this is right. The thin metal film on the back of the sensor's PCB. Okay, wait a minute while I check this out. Yeah, this seems right. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to pull like that. Can you see that? I'm basically just pulling them apart very goddamn slow. But I'm not sure if I'm doing this right. This doesn't feel good. I'm guessing this is right. Okay, I need to check up on this before I continue because this seems dodgy. Why would I pull that off? What is that? The metal film on the back of the sensor's PCB. There's a picture here, but again, it's not very well described. What does it say here? Bum, 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 bum. I need to zoom in on this. It does look right. It looks like I'm just supposed to go like this and just pull it off. You can kind of see that it's holding on still. So I suppose I don't like doing this. I really don't like doing this. There's something that this feels really wrong, you know? Gently pull it off. Oh my god, this is awful. I hate doing this part. Okay, so I'm guessing this is right. I have no idea. Because this is film. I have no idea what the purpose of this is actually. And that's the sensor's PCB. No idea. Okay, let's move on. Let's just quickly move on and ignore everything. In order to remove the battery compartment, that's this bit over here, put your finger inside the compartment and push it out until it starts separating from the housing. So put your finger in and push out. I'm supposing that this is how you do it. Oh my god, this is not easy. Okay, let's remove this a little bit because I do, and look at this, this is why I had the tape on, because I can now place it everywhere. So I'm just gonna try and be a little bit violent here until it starts separating. Maybe the trick is that Oscar Leon has fingers with godlike strength, but this is not moving at all. I'm a little bit worried about pushing too hard. It really doesn't seem like it enjoys being pushed right now. It just seems like it doesn't want to go anywhere. It says push it out until it starts to separate from the housing. You can then use a spatula to push it out or continue with your finger. Or you could, you know, just use a spatula right now. But there's no way to get in there. That's just, oh, it's ridiculous. Ridicoloso. Why didn't they just make the GoPro like this from the beginning? Okay, so here's the trick. You put a finger in, like basically what I do right now, so point your finger in towards yourself, grab the case as much as you can, and just hold it and just give it one big push. And it actually, you can hear that it kind of separates. I think it's being held in place by some kind of glue. But I don't know how I'm gonna, yeah, okay, so, holy crap. See, I can loosen it right now quite a bit. So let's get a spudger in, see if we can loosen it some more. But as with everything else in this, it's a little bit easier to say than do, because not a lot of room and you don't want to smash your stuff more than necessary. Okay, now we have the spudger in. Yeah, okay, so see, that's why you need a spudger. Okay, nice. Before I take this out, I'm going to check what they actually want me to do with it. Okay, so apparently you can remove this entirely from everything else, but it does look like it's not connected, I guess. I would be a little bit careful about these things here. I mean, it doesn't mention anything, but it looks like these could get clipped once you begin lifting it. So yeah, let's do this. Damn, this is dodgy. Okay, so carefully, Indy. Let's move this up here. Come on, come on. Almost there, boy. What are you stuck to? Okay, so there's some kind of, you see this thing here that's sticky. All this bottom piece here. So that's the adhesive holding it. So you just slowly pull up. And now, here we go. One battery compartment. Remove the two 000 battery Phillips, what does it say? 000 Phillips screws from the inside of the housing. So I need to, first of all, I don't want these to get lost, so let's park these a little bit in here. So we need to exchange this T4 Torx for the 000, which is this one. No, wait, is it that one? Is it this one? 000 Phillips, that's a 4-bladed one. It must be this one, I think. maybe it is. I don't know. So let's see where those screws are hiding, because I don't see them. Oh, apparently it's from inside this. Wait, that can't be right. So let's see. Let's begin by removing this. This is sticky stuff right here. So, okay, I think this is the one. Yeah, these are the ones. So they're sitting opposite the entrance and all the way over here. I wonder if I can just do this. Just be careful when you're doing this that you don't scratch any of the ribbon cables, because I think the general idea is that you're going to be using some of them again. Again, very small screws. I just lost one. Who knew? Okay, where did that go? Ah, it's here. Here we go. So these are the two separate Phillips screws. Also, make sure you put these separately, because they all look kind of alike. So once we've done that, remove the little metal bracket at the bottom of the housing. Metal bracket at bottom of housing. I think what they're talking about is this piece right here. Can you see that? I think that's the one. 4 plastic rivets and can be removed by using a spudger to carefully push it out. Okay, so plastic screws. So so do they mean to just push on the piece? I suppose so. So let's hope that that's right. Oh my god, it bends. I don't like when stuff bends, you know? That's generally not a good idea. That seems like a very bad way of moving it. Plastic screws. Can you just unscrew the plastic screws? Doesn't that seem like a better idea? Okay, they're pretty tiny. I don't like this, because I'm guessing I'm going to be using these two cables. And I could, of course, put the spudger here, but I'm afraid to break them. Damn, that's not very well explained. To carefully push it out. Again, I would have loved a small picture that shows how to do this, because it really isn't self-explanatory. Now, the only gap I can get into is here. So I'm gonna try here. I don't want to do this. I don't like this. Oh, okay. Okay. So that actually worked. That's 1 screw. 3 to go. We're gonna go over the other side. So okay, yeah, okay, that actually works. So let me show you what I did after I get it done. Here we go. Okay, so this is sitting like this inside, basically. So what I did first is I gently put the spudger down behind, and I pressed very slowly on the cables, and one of them popped. Then I went over here and I took that one, and once I had those two, I could kind of go down that side and push it out. But I don't know if I damaged the cables. This looks pretty solid, so I don't know if we're going to be using that again, so let's put it aside. Now it says the USB module is being held in place by 2 little rivets, carefully pushed out with the spudger. So this is the USB module. I'm guessing it's going to be the same thing. Let me see if I can do this so you can watch it. I'm going to go here because this is where the wall is. I don't want to go over here because I don't want to break it. Feels like the whole thing could budge. So I want to go over here. God damn it. I want to go over here and try to, oh my god, this feels so bad. Yeah, I'm gonna go right behind the screw itself. Okay, so, okay, I think it worked. Yeah. So what I did is that the screw was being held up there, and I just had the spudger behind it like that, and I just pushed a little bit, and it just snapped loose. So that's the USB module. All right, let's put that aside. Oh, oh, see, that's interesting. It shows the USB module with this part on it. So for some reason, this part wasn't on it. So the question is if I damaged something. It looks intact. So the way this is supposed to go on is, let's see, like so. And god damn it. Wait. Like so. Okay. This is how it's supposed to look. Ooh. Okay, let's move on. Step 16. Use the flat end of the spotter to pry the touchscreen's ribbon cables straight up from the socket. So that's these two. Straight up means that we have to get in at an angle like this and get it out. See, I don't know if I have to, I think I have to go behind this cable. So let's see if you can see that. I think I have to go in here. No. See, that's again one of those things where you would want them to be a little bit more precise. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but let's see here. So you can see when I'm moving this. Actually, when I'm pulling in this one, you should. Let's see if you guys can see it. When I'm pulling in this, you can see the whole thing move. And I don't know if I'm supposed to. I think I'm just supposed to take these modules out by themselves. And I'm sorry I won't be able to show you how I do this. I don't think so, at least. Maybe I can try. So let's see here. Okay, so you see what I'm doing here? I think this is right. Ooh, that felt good. Let's see if I can hold this one away so we get some light. Yeah, just take your time. Oh, and it's there. I don't like doing this. I hate doing this so much. Okay, so now they're loose. Use a spotter to separate the large metal bracket from the housing. The large metal bracket. Oh my god, that's this one. I think that's this one, yeah. But they actually showed that I should remove these cables now, so I wonder if I can just grab them. Because I don't know if I can. Oh, sorry. It seems like they're loose, but I don't know if I could just pull on them. Yeah, very carefully. I don't like this. I'm not even sure I have to use these because they're for the back screen, and as you can see, it's probably been damaged right there. The whole screen is damaged as well. Let's leave this baby on. I don't think we're gonna have to remove them anyways. Okay, so back to the matter at hand. We have this part here. We're just basically pushing it a little bit out of the way. What we want to get a hold of is this big module in here. It says be careful when you're separating it, because the ribbon cable is not only glued to the metal bracket but also attached to the speaker with a little piece of double-sided tape. This is the speaker in here. So there's a black square behind that. That's the speaker, and that's attached to this with a little piece of double-sided tape. It doesn't say how I should then go about it. It just says be careful. Okay, buddy. Let's be careful. Carefully, indeed. Let's see if you can see this. This is really hard. So I'm supposing what I'm trying to do here is I'm trying to hold onto the speaker while pushing out on the metal bracket. I don't know if that's the right way to do it. Oh, I don't want to do this. I don't like doing this. Okay, so I think this is loose over here. Now I just have to loosen this down here, but I don't want to damage these components here. So how do I do that? Oh, not that way. Okay, this is really hard. Okay, let's try again. Going in from the same angle. Now you guys won't be able to see this, but when you're actually doing this in real life, it does look like where I'm pushing right now is it's the right way to do it. Wait, what? Okay, so see, that's interesting. Okay, so this piece here goes all the way here and all the way over here. And I think I'm doing it completely wrong. So that's an interesting thing for you guys to see. Okay, so let's see if you can see this. You see the metal piece here. Let me point instead here. That metal piece right here. There. This whole bracket here is going from here all the way over there and all the way there. Now, I don't know if you can see this, but yeah, you should be able to just, let me just angle a little bit more. Come on. Here we go. This metal piece right here, and here's the print right next to it, and next to that is the speaker. So from looking at the pictures, I'm supposed to get the metal bracket out with the print on it, but not the speaker. I actually separated the metal bracket from the print, which is wrong. So now I have to go in there, and this is what I'm guessing, because the instructions are not that good on this part right here. And so we're back. So I had to cut the session short because my GoPro was simply getting too hot from filming that long. But that's fine. We're back to trying to remove this piece here, and at the same time, hopefully, getting this module out as well. Let me try to move this camera a little bit closer so we get some more lighting, because this is very intricate stuff right now. So the idea is that there's kind of 3 layers. There's the metal plate right here. That one that goes there. Behind that, there's this circuit board right here, which goes behind the metal plate and apparently is glued onto it. So I actually pried it off. That's not good. And then that circuit board is attached with double-sided tape to the speaker, which is what I want to loosen it from. And I don't know how I'm going to do that. It's a little bit tricky, because this part over here is not attached, but this part in here is. I just don't know how much I can pry, because it feels like I might break something. I'm just going to try it. A little bit of corner here. I kind of wish this spudger was even thinner than it is, because right now it seems like a disadvantage. Let's see if we can do something with this piece here. That seems almost too pointy. All right, let's go in here. Okay, now we're getting somewhere. I can hear the double-sided tape loosening. Here we go. Yeah. So I wonder if I broke something by actually removing the board from the metal plate. I don't think you're supposed to do that, but then again, this whole video is full of stuff you're not supposed to do. So nice. Here we actually go. Yeah, it seems like, okay, it seems like I've loosened it now. Now it might be hard for you guys to see, I'm sorry about that, but I can trust you, it's equally hard for me to see. If you have like magnifying glasses with an LED on, that would definitely help. And see, the thing is, I do have a pair of those. Let me try and pop those on. It might also help for you guys to see this. I'm not going to say that it helps that much. All right, so I can see that I've definitely pried the, I've loosened the connection between the board and the speaker. I'm a little bit worried about this because it's quite impossible to see all the way down there, but I'm just going to have to trust the web page. Okay, pushing out now. Now it seems like it's stuck over here for some reason. The question is, what's it stuck to? See, yeah, I was worried about that. So, okay, so it seems like that the metal plate over here, like this portion right here, let's see here, let me shine on it. This part right here has a print on the backside of it, and from the drawing I can see, or from the picture I can see, this piece up here, so the what do you call, ribbon cable, is not supposed to come. So I actually have to separate those two, which is a little bit difficult, because this seems like it seems like they're pretty stuck on there. Okay, let's try to do this. So I'm just gonna gently pry here. Oh my god, this feels like something I shouldn't be doing. Damn it. Yeah, this doesn't feel good. I actually think I might want to be using a nail here. Oh my god, this feels really bad. I wonder if... now I see it. Okay, so that's not very obvious. Okay, so what's happening here is that this piece... Let me see if I can illustrate this. When everything is bunched up like this... I'll have to take this lamp off so I can explain better. When everything is bunched up like this, it appears that you have the... It appears you have the metal structure here and all the way up here, but this I'm actually touching right now is not part of it. That's very hard to see, so if I bend this down, let's see if I can do it so you can watch it. If I bend this down, you can actually see the actual metal plate behind. That's the structure. So I was about to try and loosen this from that, and I'm not supposed to do that. Instead, I'm going to do this, which makes a lot more sense. And again, that's a very bad description. Shame on you, Oscar, but still thank you for making the document. So, let's grab this and get these things out of the way. See if we can actually take this module out. It appears to be stuck. Oh, sorry. It appears to be stuck on something. So yeah, there's another rivet. That's also pretty hard to see. There's another rivet down here. Let's see if I can angle this differently. Right down here that you have to loosen. So how do I do that? I think what you do is you take the pointy end of the spatula. Yeah, that's the trick. Yeah. So I took the pointy end and then I just pried it from there. That actually seems to have done the job. Now, this is one tangled mess when you want to pull it out, so you have to be careful because right now I'm about to completely smash these ribbon cables. Really have to be careful with this. So here we go. Okay, and we're back. So yeah, this is the cable we wanted to remove from the whole unit. As you can see, as I said before, this print and this should not be separated. Now this was actually quite tricky, so I hope you kind of learned something from that. There's a button on here, and that button is the power button. That's this one here. But we're not going to be using that one, but more on that later. Let's put this aside. Here we go. Now use the spudger. The spudger is our new best friend. We have to use the spudger to remove the record button and GPS module assembly from the housing. So let's see, where is that? That's here. That's like this. So I think that we have to remove this piece down here. This little here is a plastic rivet, and there are two plastic rivets here. It says separate the connection on the left side, orange, which is the drawing. So these two has to be removed first, then the plastic rivet in the middle, this one. So how do we want to do that? I'm guessing by violence, because that is the theme of the day. I don't like using this spudger. It feels so wrong. Okay, so yeah, I was hoping I could get the pointy end in here, but it just bends. Let's try just doing this. Oh, this feels violent. This doesn't feel right. But I don't see an alternative. Oh my god, that was violent. Okay, if this ribbon cable survives, it's due to their manufacturing and not my skills, because that was really bad. There's no point I can see where I can push something in and actually push without pushing on the ribbon cable, which is something I definitely do not want to do. But let's see. This seems really dodgy. All right, we're gonna have to try and do it. Oh my god, I feel like I'm destroying that ribbon cable, which I might be. That's the whole problem. That's very, very bad. Why do they make me want to do bad things? But okay, it worked. Okay, so
it's a click on the top one, and after the top one I should be able to go down like here and do the bottom one like that. Okay, so now that one's loosened up, and once I pull this out we're going to be able to see if it was actually a bad idea to do it like this. Now the second one I have to remove is this one down here. I'm going to guess that, yeah, that just falls out. Okay, so we took it out. Let's have a look at the damage here. So this is where I used the spudger on the back. It's absolutely fine, there's no problem. But yeah, had you used the screwdriver for that, that would have been really bad. So what this is the GPS module and the record button. So that's that one. We now put that aside. And then we have a halberd, spudger, or similarly thin non-metal tool. I'm guessing that this is the halberd. Looks like a halberd. To lift the retention bracket. Oh wait, so we need this part back. So we lift the retention bracket on the GPS module's connector and separate the record button from the GPS. So we have to lift this one up. To lift the retention bracket, I don't know what a retention bracket is. Oh, and I know that some of you knows what to do right now, and you're probably looking at me going like, no, that's the wrong way to do it. Okay, I'm guessing. Wait. It actually shows. Okay, from what I can see, this part here has to be lifted up, but I don't see how. I think what I have to do is I have to push on this black piece and tilt it upwards. Yep, okay. I should be able to pull this out now. Doesn't feel like I can pull it. Okay, this feels a little bit dodgy. Oh my god, it feels like I break it every time I do. Okay, so this has to be in an upright position, the black piece here. This will be more comfortable to you when you see it in real life. And then you can pull this out. Then it says carefully remove the power record button's ribbon cables from the metal brackets. That must be, let's see, which one is this from the metal brackets? That's this module from before. That's this one, I think. Yeah, that looks like this one. They are secured with a weak adhesive and should be easy to remove, but they're still very fragile and break easily. Keep that in mind, don't pull on them too hard and too fast. So I have to take this off here. Jesus Christ. For this, I will be using a spudger. Surprise. Okay, let's do this. So let's hope I didn't actually break something earlier. Wow, this looks like I broke something. No, that doesn't. Okay, I didn't break it. Okay, I'm just going to put the sponger underneath and slowly apply a little bit of pressure. Yeah, you don't need a lot of pressure for this right now. I just basically lift it a little bit and hold it, and I can feel that it's loosening. So I would guess, based on absolutely no prior experience, that this is the completely right way of doing it. Just don't pull on it. Don't pull, man. Just don't do it. Yeah, and this part right here looks like it's going to come off. Okay, so here we go. There we have it. Step 21. Congratulations, you have a naked GoPro that weighs 29.7 grams. Now let's test that out. So let's power this on. Let's see what the pieces are. It says simply reconnect the 3 ribbon cables and use the USB-C connector to power your GoPro from a 5-volt source. Okay, but before we do that, let's weigh this thing in. So mine is probably going to weigh a little bit more because I wasn't so precise. I still actually have to remove this. But let's see how it goes. So we put this on. We take the USB thingy. That's this part here. See, right now it's 29.42. We put this on, we have 31 grams, and then we have the module here. So, come on, stay there. Yeah, am I missing something else? Yeah, I'm missing the power button, I think. Oh, okay, I think I have to remove this one as well from the, yeah. I I have to remove this one as well. Let's just do that right away. So same principle, you stick it in, you kind of lift a little bit, but not too much. Then you hope, is this right? Yeah, this seems right. Then you kind of hope that it loosens the adhesive enough. This is a little bit more tricky because it's such a narrow space. And it's kind of clumped together, so yeah, but this works definitely. Okay, the spudger is really good for this. But once again, I would say having two spudgers might really help you because you want one of your spudgers to be as sharp and small as possible. Here we go, so that's definitely secured right now. So with everything right now, for me, it weighs 31.5 grams. Damn, that's a good reduction. Yeah, and then right now it says that you can continue. Okay, so I just went back and checked the document. It appears that the document says you only need T3, T4, and T5 torques, which is why I bought that set. Once you get to the step where you can choose to go further and actually remove this whole plate, you need to remove these two screws. And those are T2 torques, so that sucks big time. I just ordered a kit, and so I'll continue making this smaller at some point. For now, let's just test if this actually works. So in order to do that, I have to scroll back towards the document and kind of figure out where everything goes. And that's a little bit of a pain. I wish there was just some arrows saying, you know, this piece goes here and this piece goes here, but there's not. So the USB module, I believe, is that one right there. No, that can't be right. Let's see, here is that one. It's this one. So to clarify, this is where the USB module goes. Yeah, okay. So this has to be it. Okay, so we'll just try. I mean, what's the worst thing that can happen, right? Okay, so we're gonna put it over there, and I'm gonna try and click down on it, but I don't know how fragile this is. The good thing, if you can say that, is that this portion of it, this doesn't look right. Okay, the good thing is if I completely screw this up, I do have a second chance in the sense that I can always take the camera further apart and then you solder power directly onto the board. So in that sense, this is kind of tricky and kind of dangerous, and I don't want to be doing it, but at the same time, you know, I'm probably not going to use this method anyways. So let's see if we can do this. God damn, this is small. Okay, this is very tricky actually. Yes, okay, a click means good. Oh, I really don't know about this. Right, let's take a chance. Let's just plug it in, because why not? It's in. Oh my God, this is not good. Yeah, I'm gonna pull this out again and start it all over because I really do need the space for making this work. So like that. So we take this out. Now I just realized that this is still stuck on there. This is for the legs that flip out, so you can mount it to a traditional mount. So with this, you can actually just mount it. You just need something to hold the pieces together. Oh, I kind of like that. Because with the GoPro 6, you do have some fancy carbon cases. With the GoPro 8, not so much right now. So I think this actually might be a viable solution for having a GoPro 8 that weighs significantly less. Here we go, clicked it in, than a normal GoPro 8, but at the same time has some stability and an easy mounting method. So I kind of like that. Now I clicked the first one in, now I'm going to click the second one. This is definitely the way you should do it and not like how I did it at first. So the way I click these in is just I put my finger on it, I slide it on top, and then I kind of feel for the groove. It's very hard to show on camera. But once you feel that click or that seating, don't just push. Make sure that you gently kind of nudge it down there because it will go click. And you don't want to click too hard on these small components. Here we go. So now I think that's seated in. So now we have the USB power, we have the power button, and we have the record button here. This should work right now. let's give it a test and see if it actually does work. I really have no idea. Okay, gonna have to use one of the smallest cables I have because the other cables I don't think are working. Let's see if this works this time. Gonna plug it in. This is gonna be the power. Turn around. It says GoPro 8 Black, and here we go. Camera found, and that's this one, Control GoPro. Oh, it went out again. I wonder if it actually did go out. I don't think so. All right, let's see what happens. We don't want to update. Enable preview. Come on. Connect. Come on. Oh, this is a bad waiting moment, you know? And here we go, see. So that's perfectly, that's actually absolutely working 100%. Let's move it around a little bit. So there you have it. One piece of naked GoPro 8 that actually works. Now there's a few things to this you should know. Because when I powered this up the first time, I was using my power bank, this one. Now, as you can see here, I don't know if you can see the dots. It has 2 out of 4 dots. It has 2 different ports. I could not power it up with this using this cable. This is just a standard USB-C cable. So it goes from USB to USB-C. It worked in the sense that the GoPro 8 Black logo came up, but nothing else happened. Then I tried putting in this cable, which is power only cable, and the same thing happened. Then I took this cable and plugged it into, let's see, this little thing here, which is just a standard iPhone charger. And then it worked. And I actually tried this several times without filming. It worked every time. So I've heard about these cameras requiring a very steady source of power. So that could definitely be it. And I do think that you want to investigate this a little bit. I've bought a BEC. So instead of powering this directly from the flight controller, I wanted to run over the BEC so that I get a steady stable current for it. The other thing I want to say about this build is this was a lot harder than I thought it was going to be. I mean, there's a lot of violence in this. But at the same time, it's not really that hard. I wish I had a video like mine to go through, because other videos I've seen, they just go, boop, 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 do this. And it's not just like that to do this. It's really a complicated task where you have many steps, where you have to kind of go slow. The last thing is, I was very surprised to see that the kit I bought fulfilled all the requirements from Oscar Liang's site, which means that it had the T3, T4, and T5 Torx in it. But in order to actually make this a small and completely naked GoPro, you do need the T2 Torx. So beware of that. And I will also say that, having looked at this kit after, this kit comes with everything you need except this one. You could have some use for that. And it comes without this one. You will definitely need this one. I have seen some other kits in there, and the main important thing is that instead of buying what I did here, you could possibly buy a bigger kit that contains this, and at the same time has the T2 Torx in it. You'll probably end up paying the same as I did for having this one plus the 2 extra kits. So, but there you have it. Next step is putting it on this one. And this is a Beta 95. It's going to be modified, but I'm going to modify it in a way that I haven't seen anyone do it before. I'm going to do some custom solutions to it. Is it going to work? I have no idea. And lastly, I will say that I do think that I'm going to try and keep it like this right now, because I have this plate down here. And this plate down here enables me to keep the fingers on, these folding fingers, which means that I can mount it to this once I make it, but I will also be able to mount it to this. Now it's all done. Pretty tired. If you like the video, you know, throw me a subscribe, toss me a like, throw a comment, but make sure that you give this video to other people that want to make the GoPro 8, because it's a small growing community, but we need all the help we can get. And I do think that GoPro 8 nakeds are going to be the future. The GoPro 6 nakeds, it's still possible, still doable. A lot of people will recommend it, but the sheer just power of the GoPro 8 makes it worthwhile, I think. So I hope you have good luck with yours, and I'll see you next time.